If you're driving, please remember to use your car's Bluetooth speaker while listening to the AM Drive. Sports talk is not worth your safety or the safety of others.
Grab your popcorn and sit back.
Jump the gun. Oh, no, give me more than that. Okay, go this way. That was dumb. We are.
How could I tell you when nobody wants to? Your fatal words I will choke.
Happy Jambalaya Wednesday. It is October the 12th, 2022. This is the AM Drive on our Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook pages. For the return of Aaron Crouch, I am Al Carvel saying, what's up, Aaron? Welcome back.
Good morning, sir. It's good to be back. You held it down yesterday. You and Sammy held it down Monday. So kudos to you guys. But it's always good to be back in the studio with you, sir.
I do kind of miss it. Like after I do my Tuesday show, I'm like, okay, where's Aaron?
You do great. You do great on Tuesdays. 100%. I mean, I know it sounds good
it's
to
fun.
me.
It's fun.
Yeah, I like it. I dig it.
Fair enough. It's a nice different flavor every week, so it's not the same old boring Mike and Aaron. Blah, you know, we're so boring.
Well, I wouldn't look at it that way, but okay, if you say so.
All right. We are presented by our shop. Well, it's going to be our shop. But anyways, it's our website, mikeandaarondrive.com. The easiest way to support our show is by going to, the link that Aaron is clicking, or at least trying to click. It's mikeandaarondrive.com. You can see our sponsors, shop, socials, and YouTube. Everything you want about us is right there. No questions asked. And by the way, I found a promo code for this week, and it's for free shipping. Again, this ends Saturday. For those of you that do not know or are listening currently, it's Tucker9 for free shipping on mikeandaarondrive.com on the Our Shop tab. Tucker9.
No Lamar this week?
I feel like Justin Tucker stole the show, man. It's just so
fair.
cool. I was actually mentioning to Sammy, and even Nick Wright said it later on, so he must have listened to the show. It's like, what would you give up, like, if someone wanted you wouldn't make a trade for a kicker, but I would Nick Wright, like, I don't even know if I would give up if I would get a first round pick back, I would ask for a little bit more. Like, if you're a championship team and you have an automatic kicker, ask Tom Brady how he feels about automatic kickers. Like, seriously. But it's a very good thing.
I can see what you're saying here at this spot. I mean, like, if you're just throwing out a random trade proposal, Justin Tucker's never going to fetch a first-round pick.
Right.
But you're right.
Pick it all.
I don't know about all that, but if you're like say you're the Rams last year, and you've got everything, all the pieces in place, and you've got, I mean, if you're talking about a team who's trading away first-round picks like they're candy, it's the Rams. I mean, they would definitely be willing to do that. Yeah, I don't think the Ravens are ever even considering moving off of Justin Tucker for the rest of his career. I think he just got an extension this season too, so I think he's something around
most kicker money ever. Actually, I think.
I think he's somewhere in the neighborhood of $4 or $5 million.
You're like $20 million over like 4 years, something like that.
Something around that. Yeah, I mean it's insane to hear, but that's how much greater he is than the field.
I've never seen. I used to be an adventure guy. You know this. About 2-3 years ago, I jumped on Justin Tucker, and it was like I couldn't deny it anymore. The dude's just he has no nerves whatsoever. Just bloop, easy money.
Yeah, you look at those two; it's different trajectories, so to speak. I mean, Adam Vinatieri has hit the biggest kicks in Super Bowl history, and Justin Tucker just hits all of his kicks. It just seems like, okay, this is the one that Justin's gonna. I mean, when Justin Tucker misses a kick, it really comes in some of the worst spots, though. That's the problem. But overall, he's still best regular season kicker I've ever seen.
If Peyton Manning and Justin Tucker got on a football team, they might win. They might go 16-0 and then lose in the Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
Lose in the Super Bowl. Yeah, but who would be to blame on that?
The refs. No.
Oh, okay, sure.
Speaking of the refs, NFL Week 5 wrap up with your boy, Aaron Crouch. Aaron, there's a few storylines we want to get to. We have to jump on Matt Rule. Not that I care about the Panthers or Matt Rule anymore at this point, but I guess quick thoughts on Matt Rule getting axed.
Yeah, this one is not surprising. but albeit a little bit of a shock, I would say, because I think they saw what Matt Rule could do in Temple and in Baylor, where he came
Yeah.
came to programs that were basically just at the bottom. He scratched and clawed and built something. I mean, remember Matt Rule came out of the Art Briles. I mean, he was the head coach out of
Ugh.
the Art Briles scandal at Baylor, and what he did at Baylor, with all of the sanctions against him, well, against the program, not him specifically, but it was definitely a feel good story. So my guess is that the Panthers hired him with the notion that just would happen again. I mean, here's another spot that not a lot of us talk about is the fact that he's a college coach. They just simply don't work
Isn't
in
that
the NFL.
weird?
It's a different culture. It's a different mindset. You're the coach, GM. You're the cheerleader when you have to go support and make booster appearances.
And hang out with the kids for no reason, drink with them.
So yeah, that's fair. It's just such a different mindset as a head coach from the NFL to college. Although, albeit, you could argue that the Panthers never gave him any tools to work with. Christian McCaffrey was
Thank
always hurt.
you.
No quarterback. You went through Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Darnold, and Baker Mayfield. I mean, it's not like he had, not like he had an up and coming budding superstar like Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow or any of these guys that just didn't work. He had a guy who literally had a QBR that you could almost spike the ball every play and have a similar QBR to Baker Mayfield this year. But that being said, he just didn't get the job done. I mean, it's unfortunate because I kind of had the Panthers as a dark horse team this year, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen for them. And ultimately, like we say, whether or not it's the fault of that head coach, they are usually the first person to lose their job.
Yeah, you make a good point about the expectations, and it kind of stinks because it ruins a lot of careers in sports. Like the expectations they have can combine with someone like Nick Sirianni had had low expectations, and he's exceeded them. Now he's got he's a nice, good, feel good story. Matt Rule comes in with these high expectations, and Panthers stink again. Well, I mean, it's not really Matt. I wouldn't say Matt Rule has done anything to make the team worse. If that's I don't feel like I tell the few Panthers fans that I've seen in existence, watch what you wish for, because I know a few of them are calling for his head, and I'm like, I ask myself why. Like, what did you guys really give him? Like, it's the Panthers, man. Like, what do you guys expect?
I mean, the question really you have to look at here is what's the plan for some of their bigger stars here as the trade deadline approaches. I mean, McCaffrey, I heard there's been rumors and whispers that he may be on the trade deadline or on the trade block. I mean,
wow.
If you're going for a full blown rebuild with a new coach, I mean, I guess I understand it, but don't forget, I mean, if this is Tom Brady's last year, the NFC South theoretically is wide open next year.
And Justin Tucker, trade for Chris McCaffrey. I mean, just remember like Justin Tucker in the first for Chris McCaffrey.
The rate. I feel like the Ravens would
Ravens would do that.
I feel like they'd have to snap. They would have to do that. Yeah.
That was just a joke.
It would be a disrespect to Justin Tucker.
The roughing the passer on your boy Tom Brady. I saw the best Brady apologists were not happy about this call. And even the Chris Jones roughing the passer where he had to brace himself and still got called on Monday Night Football. But what is your thoughts on the roughing the passer just being it's like the pass interference? I feel like we're going to have a brutal no call in the playoffs like the Rams and Saints game.
All right, I'm going to take my hat off here. A Tom Brady apologist hat.
Right.
That was absolutely atrocious.
That was bad.
That was so bad. I mean, I don't know what these guys are supposed to do anymore. And now they're the NFL is looking into roughing the passer penalties, and they're putting out statistics. Oh, well, roughing the passer penalties are down from last year at this point. It's like, it's not a topic of if they're up or down. It's the topic of like, look, and
when they happen.
And I'll go back to the Tua thing. This is a violent sport. Things are going to happen. Like, yes, Tom Brady's, swing around sack. I mean, he even landed on Grady Jarrett. It wasn't like
and then he tried to kick him afterwards.
I don't understand that one. I don't remember. I don't know if I've seen the Chris Jones one. I know that the crowd was in uproar for that one, and where I was at work, people were not happy with it, but I didn't see it, and I don't think I saw the replay either.
Real quick. I'm just gonna tell you, Derek Carr is standing like this. The ball comes out, and then as Chris Jones grabs the ball, it looks like he falls on him, but he braces his fall and picks himself up. But they say he threw his body weight on the quarterback. But he had already taken the ball out of his hands before he even fell on him.
I don't know. I mean, it's a bad two-way street because what we had with Tua, and granted, yes, he should not have theoretically based on, all the stuff that's come out with, the doctor being let go and this and that. But what did I tell you? The NFL is an overreaction league. They don't proact. They react to so many different things. And whether fair or not, I'm really getting tired of the NFL being decided by these plays that aren't decided by the players. Yeah, the NFL, and we weren't a show back then, but I said as much as I love betting on sports, the more mainstream it becomes, the more suspect it's going to become.
Thank you. I've said it before too.
I've already said I think sports are somewhat controlled. I mean, I've said that on this show before. That sports are somewhat controlled, and why do people ask, why do you still bet? And I say, because look, I like to have action on the game. I've found in my life, if I don't have action on a football game or even any game, I really don't watch. I really don't watch. So I might think it's controlled, rigged, whatever you want to say the R word. I still bet because I hope I guess right. It's.
I almost wish Draymond Green was an NFL player because if that video comes out, he might be suspended for the year. Come on.
Oh, I see.
I mean, hey. Other thing, so Chiefs did win. Josh Allen and Gabe Davis. I've never seen that Steelers defense, at least the personnel they have now, destroyed like that. I know TJ Watt's still hurt. Did you see the Gabe Davis play where he yanked it away from the ball hawk himself, Minka Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, that was wild. That
doesn't even make any sense.
I mean, how do you classify that? Because it felt like it was, it was a 50-50, and then Minka had it, so I'd call it like an interception, and then all of a sudden Gabe has it, so then it becomes like interception, fumble recovery, touchdown. I don't know. It was weird. It was wild. I mean, props to Gabe Davis for staying with it.
Minka does not – he's a ball hawk, and he does not lose those at all. So
it was surprising to see, but it was a hell of a play by Gabe Davis, and yeah, Steelers win big. I mean, they have no problem beating up on these teams. I still don't know if I trust the Bills against a team like the Chiefs. We'll find out this week, obviously. But I mean, yeah, it's time now. I don't know. It's week 5 and they're 1-4, but I think it's time now to just say, okay, it's almost a lost season. Let's let Kenny Pickett see what he can do and figure out if maybe we need to go into the draft again next year and maybe a Bryce Young, CJ Stroud type player.
He threw for like 300 yards, and he screwed my AM Drive 5, by the way. I was only 1-4 as it was.
One rush for 10 yards.
Dude, and you notice the one rush he had, he got popped at the end, and it started a brawl. That was like in the first or second quarter. I'm like, Kenny, it's okay to run again after that, pal. I promise you. If you were some of the rushing attempts, I would have that's insane. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Giants here too. But Eagles and Cowboys got to win. They're obviously the talk of the NFC East. Giants are sneakily 4-1. But what are your thoughts on the Eagles and Cowboys just coming out of the blue as these amazing teams?
I mean, you have to give credit to all three of these teams. I understand the Eagles and Cowboys went west and the Giants went far east. All three of them gutty wins on the theoretical road for the Giants and obviously the road for the other two. What do we make of the Rams? I don't know. This is
they're complacent.
An interesting team to be seen. Yes, they're very complacent, and my under 10 wins is looking better and better, even though they're just 2-3 right now. Eagles are strong. I mean, I think a lot of people expected more out of them against the Cardinals, but I think the Cardinals are starting to find their footing a little bit. Still can't run
Hopkins
the ball.
Hopkins comes back in 2 weeks.
I hope that matters to them. I really do. They need a jolt. Otherwise, I think Kyler Murray is going to get Cliff Kingsbury fired. But it's funny. The more I watch Kyler, because that was the local game here. I was off Sunday. That was the local game here, the late game. It really shows that he does not study film. That he just stands back there and watches in the pocket and just plays Madden football.
Did you see what me and Sammy said? Though, like, please tell me you heard what we said. That was exactly what we said. It looks like it's uncontrolled. Like, there's no playbook. He's like, oh, cool, it broke down. We run around for 10. Like, no, that's not how you play quarterback. That's Tom Brady. That's Peyton Manning. That's not how you play quarterback. Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson never did that crap. Lamar Jackson at least has a controlled playbook.
That's what I like. That's what I want to know is like when Kyler Murray calls a play in the offense, like when I grew up playing football,
you go here.
A lot of people don't play quarterback because they're not smart enough. Because you got to know everybody's playbook, not just what you're doing, what everyone's doing. And I just don't know if like when Kyler Murray calls a play, he knows what everyone's going to do on that field. It's serious. It's not even a joke.
I know it's sad. But remember, quarterbacks survive longer than head coaches most of the time, right?
That's why I said I think ultimately Kyler's going to get Kenny fired, or not Kenny, Cliff fired.
I hope he gets Kenny Pickett fired too. That'd be great. But I'm kidding. Another thing I want to say is... We need to
embrace the Kenny Pickett life now.
Right.
It's done for Mitch. Sorry.
I do want to tell people, though, that the Cardinals would be stupid to get rid of, like, definitely Kyler, because... I said the Panthers argument. What do you expect this team to be? A random Super Bowl run every 15, 20 years? Like, you guys, if you have a positive record, you're selling tickets right now. It's okay.
Yeah, but you have no right now. Aren't they 1-4 too, or 2-3? Yeah, they're 2-3.
My point is, those kind of franchises, like the Cardinals, like the Panthers, they can't afford to lose the Matt Rule because he had no quarterback, and the Cardinals can't afford to lose Kyler Murray because what's next? 0-17?
No, I understand that, but when a lot of people were, when he was coming up for, all this stuff in the offseason where he was throwing a temper tantrum and scrubbing his Instagram, if you could see into the future what happens now, and by the way that he plays now that he has this money, if you could go back in that time, if you're the GM, or even if you're an armchair GM, if you're a fan of the Cardinals. Would you have traded him? You just said, look, what can I get for this guy? Because I think you could have gotten a haul for him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, would the Panthers be a team
Panthers would have loved him.
Panthers would have been a team that would have traded for him. Maybe Matt Rule still has his job.
Right. Let's get to one more segment here. Well, one more part here in the segment. Caught in 4K. That's the best I can come up with here. Davante Adams. I'm sorry, I'm terrible. The cameraman, I want to give a huge round of ice golf applause to the cameraman here who has had the guts and the stones to file a police report like within 30 minutes after the game. So it's like he texted his friends, what should I do? It's like he knew, it's my time. Get rich, baby. And then says he went to the hospital for the police report calls what was the word they used for non-life-threatening injuries, duh. And then he also filed for assault. I love this. It's great. Oh.
I saw the incident when Sammy tweeted or texted it to us after. It's bad. It's a bad look for Davante, just, with no context. I don't want to play devil's advocate here, but I'm kind of going to.
Oh, no.
It seems like we have a lot of experiences on the field that players may inadvertently, whether or not truly, are in danger. Streakers on the field, people get on the field. Look at last year when Jalen Hurts was it FedEx Field, was against Washington, and the stands collapsed on them. Like, things happen, and I don't know if Davante thought at that instant point in time that this person was trying to get at him, trying to get on the field. I don't know what was going through Davante's mind. He was obviously frustrated after the loss. That's evident. I am not condoning his actions of pushing somebody. I'm definitely not condoning the fact that after he pushed that person, if he took a second to realize, okay, is this person a threat? No,
Kind of
I need
walked
to
on,
help them.
screw him.
I need to help them up. I need to apologize. I need to say I'm sorry. I was in a spot where I didn't know. You felt like a threat at the time. Anything that he could have said, he hasn't come out and said anything. Like, he did allegedly apologize to this person. I don't know if that's
Well,
true
he
or
came
not.
out in the post-game interview and said, "Oh, well, he got my way," but he said, "I'm sorry." Well, come
So
on.
it was a disingenuous kind of
And then he went on
disingenuous
Twitter
kind
and
of
said,
apology.
"I hope he sees this." I mean, come on, dude. You pushed him and he fell down.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, like I said, I'm not condoning this. I'm just trying to see the other side of it, and it's going to end in a settlement. It will. As far as his punishment, I think ultimately he'll be fined.
I
I
agree.
don't know if he'll be suspended for the game, although it wouldn't shock me if he got one.
It would shock me because I do believe if you look at the video, like I looked at it again and because where's the? I was like, oh, screw Devontae. I don't think he knows as a cameraman. A and B, I thought the cameraman wasn't paying attention, and so that's why he kind of crossed paths. Because if you look,
Right.
I originally thought he was holding up the camera, but no, he's just walking past and not paying attention to who's
Looked
coming
like
in
he was
front of
holding up some
him.
kind of stick or like a stand or something for like
Yeah,
maybe the
so it looked
lighting
like
or something. I don't know.
he wasn't paying attention. And then Devontae was like, "Well, screw this guy for stepping in front of me." So I don't know if it was as blatant as even I first thought, because I thought the guy was kind of in his way and it was an accident. Well, for his side, and Devontae was just kind of like, "Come on, man," and got mad.
Yeah, I'm reading the after the post game statement, and yeah, that one's tough. He says, "I want to say I'm sorry to him for that because it was just frustration mixed with him literally just running in front of
Yep,
me. He ran, like jumped in front of me. I kind
true,
of pushed him. No, you didn't kind of push him. You
right.
pushed him. Yeah. So
You said I think he said 3 times the guy ran in front of me. I'm like, well,
I mean, it's the classic case of not accepting full responsibility for your action. He goes on there and he says, "Look, I pushed the guy. It was a weird situation. It all happened so fast. I'm very sorry. I obviously didn't mean to physically hurt this person, but to continue to say, well, hey, he did something wrong. He did something wrong. He did something wrong. I mean, theoretically, we bump into people all the time. That's not really doing something wrong. It is an accident, but
I made the point on the show on my show. I keep saying my show. I made the point on the show yesterday
on
that
the solo show.
right. If solo, no one can hear it. No, it almost seems like these players feel, and like you'll hear even the fans echo the statement too. Like, oh well, if people get in their way. It's like, well, when you choose the millionaire lifestyle, asking anyone in Hollywood, the camera's in front of you all the time. You can't just say, "Oh, I don't want it now." No, you chose. This is part of your life. This is part of your job. Unfortunately, I hate it, but it's true. It's marketability.
Yeah, this seems like a classic run-in that should not have been expedited until he decided to take his frustrations out on somebody who has nothing to do with it. This isn't like a coach came and got in his face, a player came and got in his face, another, a fan was running on the field and wanted to get in his face. This is just a classic case where at the end of the game, somebody doing their job is trying to get the best photos for whatever outlet he works for, and you got a lot of people on the field after a football game, and people
Yeah,
bump
I
into
never
each other.
understood that, but yeah,
You got so many people on a football field; it's insane. And it just seemed like like he bumped, they crossed paths inadvertently, and Devontae took it a step too far.
agreed. And by the way, let's be fair, the guy's not hurt. I would say that right now. Like, I think he could have at least you can file for assault, but don't milk it even more. That is scummy in my opinion. But I
So
guess
you went in the start of this conversation. You went from you've taken a full 180 in this spot.
well, I just want people to realize I'm not stupid at the same time. Well, I do think there are instances that are way worse than this where like guys will do this and kind of get away with it just because they apologize. But I feel like players like this was more of an accident than any. Like it was more of a I lean towards it would never happen in Devontae Adams' lifetime again.
No, it shouldn't. I mean,
I've
I
never
can't say
seen him
that
act
it'll.
like this before.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Nothing comes to mind, but it's a situation where like it's a bad spot. He let his emotions from the game get the best of him in a spot where he, like I said, like it was theoretically, if he doesn't push the guy, this is a nothing burger. We're not even talking about it.
I was waiting for the nothing burger.
I know. Well, it's not a nothing burger now because I think there's a small possibility he does get suspended. They're on bye this week, so there's no real,
That's true.
there's no real like time is of the essence right now. It's there's not a timetable because he's definitely not playing this week because they're not playing this week. So
Fine him for $100,000 and make him take 2 days away from the team like Draymond Green did. To learn.
I don't think he did anything that's detrimental to the game. I think it was a bad mix-up, and ultimately, I don't think he'll be suspended. I think he will get a six-figure fine.
That's fair. All right, we got to move on. When we come back, we're talking baseball, and also Alvin Kamara is the news. It's not for playing football. Oh, we'll be right back. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah, you want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
All right, and welcome back here to the AM Drive on this Jambalaya Wednesday. I know we never officially introduced it, but I like Jambalaya Wednesday a lot. And Jambalaya Wednesday, as all the days, are supported and sponsored by Fanatics. If you want the best in sports merchandise, memorabilia, and apparel, including MLB postseason merch, you want to kick off the NHL and NBA seasons with some merch, they got it all there. You got to go to mikeandaarondrive.com and do what?
Got to click the F.
You do. You click the F. It looks just like that on the Mike and Aaron Drive website. You click that. Let me see if I can click it. Hold on.
Yes.
You click it.
But you
takes you to the Fanatics shop yes, hold on. Let me do this. Where the entire Fanatics experience is at your fingertips. Everything, like I just said, memorabilia, merchandise, apparel from every team, every league, and every player, including all of your favorites. Just click the F at mikeandaarondrive.com to begin shopping today. When you do that, it helps out the AM Drive tremendously, and for that, big thank you.
And also today, the 65% off site-wide continues with the code SMORE. As I mentioned yesterday, that's SMORE. You have 14 hours to do that, which is pretty cool.
S'more. Interesting promo code.
Well, it was Dr. Pepper, so we got some free plugs for them on the show Monday. That was fun.
Going with some unique ones, off the wall ones. I like it.
Right. Kind of like Tucker 9. Well,
Love that
okay,
one. Love
right.
it.
So, but before we get before we get to our postseason talk, Aaron did send me a link that apparently was this new. Like, how I don't know if you've seen this, if this is brand new or what. The Tyler Skaggs.
I just saw it on ESPN pop
It
up this
says
morning.
4:46 Eastern, so it was probably yesterday afternoon. But I'm assuming it's Eric K. Got the 22 years. And unfortunately, ever since he was convicted or charged or whatever, there's been phone calls he's made where like he doesn't like give a crap and like it's kind of like a scumbag who would give somebody drugs. Ha! Interesting how that worked out. But this is horrible. And again, shout out Tyler Skaggs. Rest in peace. We never said on the show because the kind of just died. Good Lord. It kind of just there was no news from it for years. But I guess there's some kind of closure here.
Yeah, and I mean, let's, this may just be me, and it's an unpopular opinion. Like to personify or to glorify a person who did overdose and who was a drug addict,
right?
Is not okay either. Like, let's not act like Tyler Skaggs was some kind of martyr or anything. But that being said, yeah, the person who provided him with all of these vices and drugs to get 22 years, it's a lot, and it really says more to the fact that how serious this really was. To basically, I don't know if you would call this murder. It's obviously not because he didn't get convicted.
It's like an accomplice to murder.
Yeah, I guess that's. I mean, it's basically possession with intent to distribute for fatal purposes. I guess I don't know. I don't know what he actually got.
It's almost like conspire. It's almost like driving the car to someone to go kill his wife, and then like you help him plot it out. I guess like you give the guy the gun and everything, and he kills his wife, and then you're the one helping him out and helping him hide. So I guess this would be the only thing I can compare it to.
I mean, as a doctor, I think you have you take your Hippocratic oath to protect people.
True.
And I think he went way beyond that, which is the real problem there. A lot of people, when we talked about this, they're like, well, somebody asked for pills. You're just providing pills. What's the difference between him and a pharmacist? And I'm like, well, sometimes you see somebody
who has a problem.
Yeah. I mean, a pharmacist who walks in there and a guy without a prescription is, begging you for pills.
And you don't give a prescription, you give him pills.
You can't give him pills. Yeah. So, I mean, he obviously went far past that. And it resulted in Tyler Skaggs' death. And so it's quite unfortunate. And what do you call it? Addiction is real. It really is.
And to me, if you're not doing anything to help them break the addiction, you're just contributing to it more. And giving pills is about as low as it gets when it comes to contributing to someone's downfall.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not helping them, I can, I get what you're saying, but like, if you're hurting them by continuing to contribute or distribute, then yeah, that's a problem.
And it's like, and the last thing I'll say is, when I worked at the gas station, even if the person had a valid ID, if they were visibly drunk, or I smelled the alcohol on them, I could not sell it to them. So it's kind of like your point with the drug addict. Like some guy comes there scratching his neck, the pharmacist wouldn't give him drugs, obviously.
Shouldn't.
It's gross. Phillies beat the Braves, the defending champion. Hello, Georgia, Atlanta Braves, 7-6. Hey, Nick Castellano, as soon as we were reading out the unfortunate events, he hit another home run, or in this case, another RBI. That's a bad. Come on, man.
That was such a stretch. Jesus.
It's good. So, Nick, I mean, have you seen the running Castellanos joke?
Yes, I have. I understand the joke.
He does that.
Yeah, I understand the joke.
3 ribbies. Robert Acuna, good day. Fried, 4 earned runs in 3 1/3 inning pitch, not going to get it done. And the Phillies got to him early, and Braves couldn't capitalize. Phillies are hot right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Braves get game 2, but Phillies, I just took out the Cardinals, who were my long shot to win it. So, and Cardinals were good.
We haven't officially broken the ice on talking about the MLB playoffs, obviously, because baseball doesn't get a lot of love on this show, which,
Rightfully
whether
so.
for better or for worse. Let me be the first to say, or let me first say, I don't know if I'm the first to say, but let me first say that for a sport that has a season full of series and is 162 games long, 3-game series in a wild card and 5-game series in a division series is absolutely and unequivocally ridiculous. Well, not only 3-game series where the home team gets all 3 games, which of course my point got debunked by the fact that I think all the road teams won all 4.
Sorry,
I think the road
Mets.
teams won all 4 series. That being said, I think that the MLB should capitalize on the fact that if you want to make wild card 5 games, fine. But the DS and the CS should be 7-game series.
Thank you.
Right off the bat. So, all right,
The
that all
bat.
being said, yeah. Oh, there you go. I didn't even think about that. That being said, yeah, I wouldn't sweat this too much. I mean, obviously in a 5-game series, every game is big. If you're the Braves, you've got to get the next one. And if you don't get the next one, you're in trouble because you're going back for 2 in
The Phillies
in
are
Philly.
really cocky at that point.
The Phillies are hot. And I don't need any more reason for a Philly fan to pound his chest right now. They got a 5-0 football team, and hockey season has started, which they love their Flyers. So if I need any more ammunition from Philly fan, it's not the Phillies continuing to roll in the baseball playoffs, especially since they just snuck in too.
Although I do, yeah, I agree. Although I do love Pete, Mitch, and Scooter. Got to give them, they're the exception to the rule there.
Okay, fair enough.
Just let you know.
Fair enough.
The Houston Astros defeated the Mariners in a really amazing fashion. I have to do this trick where I read my tweets on my show. I'm going to get to it right here. It is about I'm going to just say it's Yordan Alvarez. I don't think it's
Alvarez, yeah.
Okay. So he was clutch last night. Bottom of the third, trailing 4-0 with 2 outs. He hit a 2 RBI double. He was the runner on Alex Bregman's, is it Alex Bregman, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know baseball. Anyways, he was the runner on the bottom 8th home run, trailing 7-3. And bottom 9th, 2 outs, 7-5. Guess who hits the 3-run shot? Your boy, Yordan Alvarez. Shout out to him considering Altuve went over 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane to me. And I was watching this game at the end there. The Seattle Mariners bring in Robbie Ray, the literal reigning Cy Young winner.
Yep.
To face this guy. And he serves up a meatball on a tee. And
438.
Yeah, Yordan Alvarez is silently becoming a star in the MLB here. And Houston gets a game they probably shouldn't have, but that's kind of how the playoffs work. I mean, if you're the Seattle, you can't drag your head here. You got to come out and play with that same intensity and see if you can steal this game 2 on the road. Because for these away teams, stealing 1, on the road is going to be huge. Look at Philly. Philly did it. It's big for them. As far as can they do it again in game 2? I think Seattle's proved that even though they're the new kind of team to this postseason right now, if you look at a lot of these teams, they can hang. They can hang with Houston. They got to Verlander in what I think was probably one of Verlander's worst starts of his career. And that's their ace. Now, I know I've been harping on this all year that the Astros have good starting pitching. So if you can get to these guys, I think Seattle still got a chance. They shouldn't hang their head on this. They shouldn't think the series is over. I think they can take from this, despite the fact that they blew the lead, and still think that they're in this series.
Love it. Yankees beat the Guardians 4-1. If you remember how the Guardians got to this point, they just played a 15-inning game on I believe Sunday when they beat the Rays, and they actually homered off Corey Kluber, who was there for like 8 years.
Yeah, that was ironic.
Yeah, in this spot though, the Yankees. I mean, if I'm the Guardians, I'm feeling good because Garrett Cole, 101 pitches, 8 strikeouts. Only gave up 4 hits and 6 1/3. Okay, cool. 0 for 3 from Aaron Judge. Anthony Rizzo, what's up, Chicago Cubs? hit a 2-run home run, and they were only up 2-1 at that point in the 6th inning. From the Guardians, I'm feeling good. I was hanging in there with a high-powered offense, and we just ran up against Garrett Cole. Cool, we'll get him next game.
Yeah, this one I didn't watch as much of, but it seemed like if you're going to miss one of the games, this to me was kind of it. It did have some excitement with the Josh Donaldson home run. Is it not a home run? And then getting thrown out on the bases, it was ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, Judge, if you're smart, if you're the Guardians, you're not pitching to him the entire series. So for them to have him 0 for 3 with a walk, I think they did everything in their power to keep the power on the bench, basically. But you forget about Anthony Rizzo because of this stacked lineup with Stanton and Judge and others.
Who's Stanton even play?
Stanton played, didn't he?
I didn't see him in the lineup. I don't think.
I thought I saw him last night. I mean, I saw this game at work. I didn't pay attention too much to it, but yeah, I mean, you got exactly what you wanted. Garrett Cole pitched a gem, which is what he was supposed to do. That's what he gets paid to do. And I mean, the Yankees on paper are definitely the better team.
He was 0 for 2 with a walk.
I was gonna say, I thought Stanton played, but it's okay. It's not like you said. He was largely irrelevant at that point. So I mean, the Yankees did what they needed to do. They get game 1, and like I said, don't sweat it if you're Cleveland because you're coming off, like you said, the 15-inning game. You're not expected to win game 1, and it's okay. Now you tried your best to get game 2 and get this series back, to even ground.
Love it. A series that I said the Dodgers had to watch out for while they got through game 1. The superstars in this game were combined 0 for 10, where I'm talking to you, Mookie Betts, Juan Soto, and Freddie Freeman, although 2 of them did have walks. But your guy, is it Urias?
Julio Urias.
Urias, yeah. 6 strikeouts, gave up 3 earned runs, but pitched 5 innings, only 79 pitches, which is pretty good for him, considering it was 5 innings. So, hey, Dodgers got a big win in a game they probably like to have had first because you don't want the Padres, your division rival, getting momentum on you, and I thought they did a good job by keeping them at arm's length.
I think that's a good way to put it. I mean, obviously they didn't run away with it like they have against everyone else this season.
Yep.
I kind of, you look at the stat line for Julio Urias, you're like 5 innings. He only threw 80 pitches. But you have to look at this. He's almost a de facto ace for this. I mean, theoretically, by starting game 1, I guess he is the ace for this Dodgers staff. And in a 5-game series, theoretically, are we going to see some of the, are we going to see Garrett Cole again? In a series that goes 5, I mean, you would think, I think he's going to pitch game 5 if the series goes 5. Like, having Urias, getting the win in game 1, having Urias only have to pitch 5 innings means if somehow this series does go 5 or maybe even game 4, you're going to be able to see him, back. So I thought that was an interesting strategy, utilizing the bullpen right off the bat, getting some confidence out of this bullpen, which for the Dodgers, now I know that some of these guys are a lot of these guys are different than the Dodgers teams of the past in the bullpen, but getting confidence in bullpen, because bullpens for at least the last decade are what have really been the turning point. Like, these starters come out and they pitch fine, and once these lineups get to bullpens, all bets are off. It's really, you need your bullpen confidence. Especially against, guys like Juan Soto and Manny Machado and others. And this is obviously a rivalry, but I think the Dodgers will probably, like you said, kind of keep them at arm's length and get this series in 4 games or so.
I don't want to go back to the Yankees because I do like making fun of them as a Red Sox fan, I guess you could call me. Aroldis Chapman is basically done, he's not even traveling with the team. I don't know if you saw that, but he missed a batting practice, a mandatory batting practice. I believe it was Cashman, Brian Cashman, the GM, who said he's never seen anybody miss a mandatory practice, especially at this moment in the season. What is your thoughts on Chapman, who, by the way, got a second chance once upon a time after beating the living pulp out of his girlfriend, came back, got a big contract, and now does this crap? That's pretty bad.
I mean, about the abuse, yeah, I definitely heard about that one.
The missing practice.
I didn't hear the story that I don't see him on the playoff roster,
Yeah,
at least
he's
for the
not.
DS. So it's really sad, I guess you could say. I don't really know. I don't really have you kind of sprung this one on me. I don't have an opinion.
I know it's a 100-mile-an-hour curveball.
He's gettable. So it's not like he's, invincible. I don't know. Whatever. If he's not on the roster, he's not on the roster. I don't care.
I'm proud of you. Instagram police. At least that's what Alvin Kamara thinks he is. Where's his? Let's give him a badge. Let's give him like a little story badge here. That's magenta colored. So Alvin Kamara, the Saints star. This kid who uses him in fantasy. This white and you'll see why I said white in a minute. This white Virginia Tech student was like, hey, good game, dude, for lack of a better word. He said the N-word. Not like the hard N-word, but like just the soft N-word that's used in rap. So we're not going to get into that part. But he was a big fan of Alvin Kamara. And then afterwards, Kamara posted him on a story where he said the N-word. It's like, oh, wow, why? So now his millions of followers can sick this kid. And then he adds Virginia Tech in his next story post. And the kid said, yo, I'm getting harassed, bro. I learned my lesson. What is your thoughts on this, if anything? I don't like modern day society. I'm sorry, man. It's stupid.
So I look at this situation twofold here, and first of all, it's not okay for any person to use. I think the word's ridiculous, and I really don't think anyone should use it. But I'm also not the person who polices his words. But it's really silly for this kid to say what he said. Right. I think it's ridiculous. Absolutely 100%. On the flip side, Kamara, if he's trying to teach a kid a lesson, could you do that internally? Sure. If this guy considers Kamara a larger than life figure, AKA, I don't want to go this far, but role model.
That's what it seemed like it should.
Well, my point is that, like, if he thinks people listen to celebrities or believe celebrities as gospel, the point, he could use that platform. It's like, dude, you can't say stuff like this. Like, this is just out of control. He decided to take it public, and it is amazing to me how much that one word can trigger today's society. And
now he's some hateful racist.
I'm not saying he is, and I think, like you said, like, he's probably some ignorant kid who sent a DM thinking, like he even says, like, I never even thought you would respond to this.
It seemed like he'd done this about 20 times.
If he'd have just said good. Yeah, and the thing is, he kind of doubled down with, and for me, like I said, words are just words, sticks and stones.
Son.
But in the black culture, brother and son coming from a white person, just they don't mesh well.
Works,
it doesn't
but not
go
son.
well. So yeah, well, even the word brother, like the full, like the hard R, I guess you could say. Coming from a white person, they just it's kind of like nails on a chalkboard to them, brother and son and boy and things like that. And he kind of, I'm not saying he's a full-blown, full-fledged racist, but he's from Virginia, and he kept kind of doubling down on it. There's nobody to defend here. He's an idiot. What he said was absolutely ignorant. He could be a full-fledged. I don't know. It's hard to be.
White tent somewhere.
I don't think he's that far. But it's hard. It's hard to be a person who is racist and try to interact with society. Like, everything in society is diverse.
That's my point.
Like, if you're a full blown, I hate any person of color, Hispanics, Latinos, blacks, any person, Asians, you can't interact in society today. At least in America,
you might be shot before you can shoot them. I'll be serious.
So it's okay. I bet Klan members watch football. They do.
That's enough of that. I just wanted to get your thoughts because
this one
on Twitter. It was just stupid, immature.
I don't condone anybody. I'd like to see a Kamara would have just handled that internally, but we would never have known. Obviously, of course, but
now he's spreading awareness. But that's enough.
The thing is, that when you say something and you're getting harassed, it comes back tenfold on you. It really does.
Oh, I've gotten harassed. Like when Kevin Durant's millions of fans came after me on Twitter, and I haven't used a racial word. I mean, good Lord.
Doesn't take much in today's society.
Twitter isn't real. When we come back, we're going to do some NHL predictions. Well, mostly Aaron. I've got a few of them. And also, now we're going to wrap it up. So we'll be right back to the AM Drive. Oh, we'll be right back. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah, you want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
All right, and once again, we are welcomed back by Fanatics, the sponsor of this segment as well. I'll go through it really quickly. You guys heard my spiel in the last segment. MikeandAaronDrive.com. Click the F, get the merch, help the channel, help the show. Thank you very much.
Amen. NHL predictions for this season, which started yesterday. I don't know if you watched any games. It was the Golden
I watched
Knights
both games.
There you go. How were they?
How were the games or how were my teams? Because both my teams played. Tampa Bay came out a little slow. The Rangers got a win over there. I owe one of my coworkers $5 for that one. That's unfortunate. And then we actually got an interesting game. Theoretically, these weren't the opening night because we had Nashville and San Jose in Prague a couple days ago. Which Nashville is your President's Cup leading. Front running, they're 2-0 right now, basically now.
Enjoy it, weirdos. That was almost my favorite NHL team one day.
Oh, really? They were good games. I mean, hockey's back, so that's always exciting. And we have hockey and football, and can't ask for much more up there.
Your dog knows what time the show ends, and I love it. I'm sorry.
He's literally running around the house. I don't know what for, but
it's Stanley. Okay, so. It's time for your predictions. Well, I'll get mine first. I wasn't even like a Stanley Cup final pick, but I'm not that well versed in it. So I'm going to go with the Oilers. I know they're 18-1, but I'm going with the Oilers to break through, to break the ice, and win the whole thing. You like it?
Are you proud of your pun there?
Yeah, you did the pun, yes. And Connor McJesus and Leon Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl, I learned the name of last year. I plan to watch a bunch of hockey this year. I hope it's on ESPN Plus a bunch again. It should be. It's going to be a fun hockey and lacrosse year for me. Can't wait.
Predicting a Stanley Cup, pick is so difficult because not only do you have to factor in obviously the course of a regular season, but NHL playoffs are the most unpredictable and the greatest experience you can ever reach. I understand Colorado from start to finish was the best team.
You did pretty good though.
I mean, I do. I mean, when I say unpredictable, I mean just finding a hot goalie. Like look at St. Louis Blues. I mean, 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I'm sorry, not actually. God, it's almost 5 years ago now. Anyways, point being is that in January of that year they won the Stanley Cup. They were literally in last place. So it's so hard. Like I said, long story short, it's very hard to predict a Stanley Cup, but champion this when the season hasn't started yet theoretically. Low hanging fruit. You're right. Edmonton with the two best players in the league, Colorado with one of the best players in the league and just one of the strongest teams. Now the question really is what do they do at goalie now? Darcy Kemper's gone. They brought in Alexander Georgiev. Do they make Francouz the starter? The funny netminder with the glove on the right hand. Is Vegas back now? If they can stay healthy, are they back in the mix? Is Tampa? They've lost a couple of guys. Palat's gone. Ryan McDonough's gone, but they still have the core there with Stamkos, Kucherov, Point, and Vasilevsky. I mean, if I'm making a Stanley Cup prediction, I'm going with my boys, the Tampa Bay Lightning. They're going to win it.
Thank you. I wanted to do that, but I didn't want to give you any ammo there, so I'll go with the Oilers to meet them it would be in the Eastern Conference playoffs, right?
No, the Oilers in the West.
All right, good. We get a Stanley Cup between the Oilers and the Lightning. Lightning win.
Take my prediction with a grain of salt.
Oh, I love the Salt Bays. Seattle Kraken prediction. I'm just so excited for our rookie. And good Lord, I was just looking at his name I've been looking at his name all week. Huh?
Matty Beniers?
Yes, Matty Beniers. It's like the modern day Bieber because that's what his name reminds me of. But yeah, Matty Beniers, he played pretty good in preseason, by the way. And I'm
good last year too for the last couple of games.
Yeah, he did. I'm excited for the Kraken, man. I told people I have it still on TikTok as one of the recent videos at AM Drive TV. I said, "Yep." I said, "Y'all messed up. You messed up, man, by letting him fall." What was it, number 4?
Are you talking about Shane Wright or Matty Beniers? There's two different guys.
Both of them. Both of them.
Fair enough.
I'm learning, okay? Go Kraken.
Did Matty Beniers make the roster? I'm sorry. Did Shane Wright Shane Wright made the roster? Wow, I didn't see that.
Let's go.
According to this, Shane Wright made the roster. That's surprising, but I think that's the right play for Seattle. Like let these fans have a shred of like excitement.
On Connor McDavid? Yes, I agree.
Well, it all goes with can Philippe Grubauer bounce back from just an atrocious season?
Hell no.
You don't want him to?
I don't like him.
Well, your secondary option is Martin Jones, and you'll like him a lot less. Trust me. You'll like him a lot less.
I don't know. Maybe you'll be wrong again with that. We'll see. Who knows?
I don't know. I hope Philippe gets back on the wagon here.
Who wins the Vezina? Who wins the Hart?
Oh, well, if I'm going with Tampa Bay to win the entire thing, let's give Andre Vasilevsky, or as I like to call him, Andre Vezinalevsky.
Yes!
I know this sounds completely homer. Wait, hold on. Let me hold on. I got the hat here. Got the hat here. Might as well wear it. Might as well wear my hat here. So
there you go.
Vezinalevsky probably going to be the winner with my pick, but it wouldn't shock me if he has another good season and the Rangers do well in the playoffs. Wouldn't shock me if Shesterkin got it again. I don't remember the last back-to-back Vezina winner. Tough. Other honorable mentions for me: Connor Hellbuck, of course. Every year I like to think John Gibson's going to do something, but he's just on an atrocious team. So we'll rule him out this year.
Connor McDavid wins the Hart, right?
Oh, the Hart? Yeah, it's got to be, unless a guy scores 60 goals again. Like, I mean, I don't think Austin Matthews should have won it last year. I mean, Connor McDavid is the LeBron James. Like he is very valuable to his team, and he's very valuable to the league. He's an incredible player, and the Oilers would be even more in the hole without him.
Is that why you named your dog Stanley, because of the cup?
That is exactly why he is named Stanley.
I just figured that out. Hockey fan Mike. Woo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is named Stanley because of the cup. Yep.
That's awesome.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on this Wednesday. Tomorrow's show, college football bets, Penn State and Michigan, Bama and Tennessee. Will Bryce Young be back? We'll be making some previews and maybe a few picks for the college football week. And of course, Thursday night football. Are you going to watch Commanders and Bears? Jinkies.
I'm going to watch hockey, actually, that night.
I love it. I love to hear that. Might be the play. Hockey might be the play. Absolutely.
I'm going to bet, but I'm just not going to watch the game.
I won't watch the game. I'll be at the Golden Knights home opener against the Blackhawks on Thursday night. So I'm going to miss it as well. So that's going to do it for us here on the AM Drive on this Wednesday show. Again, tune in tomorrow. Again, we got the college football bets and Thursday night football. But until then, enjoy your day, and we will see you guys on the other side.
Drive safe.